In a world where data is the new oil, the ability to analyze and interpret it effectively is a skill as valuable as gold. One such tool that turns raw data into polished insights is the pivot table, a feature available in Excel. It allows users to summarize and analyze large data sets in a way that's both simple and insightful. Dive into the process of creating a pivot table, and in no time, you'll be a master at transforming numbers into narratives. Start by opening Excel and selecting a dataset. Make sure that each column in your dataset has a header, as this will be crucial for defining the fields in the pivot table. Next, go to the Insert tab in the ribbon at the top of your screen. From there, select Pivot Table. A dialog box will appear asking you to confirm the data range and where you'd like the pivot table to be placed. If your data is correctly formatted, Excel should automatically select the entire dataset. Confirm that the selected range is correct and decide whether you want your pivot table in a new worksheet or the existing one. Once you've made your selections, click OK. Excel will create an empty pivot table and display a Pivot Table Field List panel on the right side of the screen. This panel contains all the headers from your dataset. Now comes the fun part, designing your pivot table. You'll notice 4 areas at the bottom of the Pivot Table Field List panel: filters, columns, rows, and values. Drag and drop the headers from your dataset into these 4 areas according to the analysis you want to do. Filters will allow you to filter the entire pivot table based on the selected field. Columns will break down your data across the top of the table. Rows will break down your data down the side. And values will be the data that gets summarized in the body of the table. By simply dragging and dropping these headers, you can create a multitude of different analyses. Want to know the total sales by region? Drag region into rows and sales into values. Want to see that broken down by product? Drag product into columns. The possibilities are endless. In summary, creating a pivot table in Excel involves these steps. 1. Select your dataset. 1. Click on Insert, then Pivot Table. 1. Confirm the data range and choose where to place the pivot table. 1. Drag and drop headers into filters, columns, rows, and values to create your analysis. Remember, the power of the pivot table lies in its flexibility. Experiment with different combinations of fields in the columns, rows, filters, and values areas to uncover the hidden stories within your data. The ability to create pivot tables is not just a technical skill, but a gateway to data-driven decision-making. So unlock the power of data analysis with pivot tables and turn raw data into polished insights. Happy analyzing!